everyone, and welcome back to my monthly horror roundup, where I list off every horror movie coming out in the month of February, quickly tell you what they're about, and where you can watch them. On February 2nd, Departing Seniors comes to select theaters in VOD. After an act of bullying sends Javier to the hospital, he begins experiencing visions that foresee glimpses of shocking murders at his school right before they happen. Now, in between navigating the social hierarchies and prejudices of clique culture, Javier must try to unmask a serial killer before he strikes again. A week later, on February 9th, Skeletons in the Closet streams on Shudder. Hunted by a malevolent spirit since childhood, a desperate mother allows herself to become possessed to save the life of her terminally ill daughter. As well, on February 9th, Lisa Frankenstein comes to theaters. This is written by Diablo Cody, writer of Jennifer's Body, and stars Katherine Newton from Freaky. Lisa Frankenstein is a retelling of the classic tale that now follows a misunderstood teenager and a reanimated corpse who embark on a murderous journey to find love, happiness, and a few missing body parts. Also on February 9th, Double Blind releases on VOD. After an experimental drug trial goes awry, the test subjects face a terrifying side effect. If you fall asleep, you die. Trapped in an isolated facility, panic ensues as they try to escape and somehow stay awake. Also on February 9th, Out of Darkness comes to select theaters. In 43,000 BC, a small boat carrying 6 desperate passengers searching for a new home reaches the shores of a raw and desolate landscape. When night falls, anticipation turns into fear when they realize they are not as alone as they thought. 4 days after, on February 13th, Jurassic Triangle can be rented on VOD. This follows a group of colleagues who crash land on a mysterious island that they cannot escape, and discover they are not alone when they encounter an array of bloodthirsty creatures and dinosaurs out to get them. A day later, on February 14th, Valentine's Day, Stranger in the Woods releases on VOD. This follows Olivia and her friends as they go on a vacation where they encounter, you guessed it, a stranger in the woods. The following week, on February 23rd, History of Evil streams on Shudder. In the near future, war and corruption have plagued America and turned it into a police state. On the run from the militia, one family takes shelter in a remote safe house that turns out to be not very safe at all. And last, on February 27th, Camp Pleasant Lake comes to VOD. Strange events plague a couple when they open a camp on a haunted site that connects them to a 20-year-old mystery involving a missing girl and a brutal crime. Of all the movies I just listed, my pick for my most anticipated horror movie for the month of February is Out of Darkness. This choice was a toss-up between this and Lisa Frankenstein. I generally am a big fan of Diablo Cody's work. I also do enjoy Katherine Newton. I think if literally anyone else besides Cole Sprouse was cast as the other lead, this might have been my choice. But instead, this month, I'm going with Out of Darkness. The premise I read off of a survivalist horror crossed with a creature feature in a prehistoric setting sounds extremely intriguing and unique. It has a great trailer, the isolated environment looks both terrifying and beautiful. I love monster movies in general. The Ritual, The Descent, and Troll Hunter are among my all-time favorites, and this appears to be occupying a very similar space. And while this hasn't had a widespread release yet, Out of Darkness has been screened at various festivals, and it currently has a 94% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes. If everything goes right, Out of Darkness has a chance to be the early horror sleeper hit of 2024. Alright, and those are the new horror movies coming out this February. In the comments below, please tell me what your most anticipated movie of the month is. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Horror Flicks with Nick. Once a week, I post early horror reviews, horror lists, commentaries, deep dives, and 2-minute recommendations for underrated horror movies you can stream on Netflix, Prime, and Shudder. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all back in March.